Hi, this is LT Survival. Well, I just finished the 8th episode of Alone Season 2, and that's what we're going to be reviewing. Episode 7 and 8. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Well, on the 7th episode, we start on the 19 with Justin. Justin camp is flooded out with groundwater. I think he built on kind of a swampy type of terrain, and now the water level is basically raising into his shelter. Sleeping bag is all wet, so he has to move to his cook camp where he's going to try to dry out his down fill sleeping bag. So basically he's getting into the sleeping bag beside the fire, trying to use his body heat as a way of putting some warmth into the sleeping bag to dry it as much as he can. So he's miserable, and his morale is pretty low. On day 20, it turns back to his gill nets. Well, his gill net had two purposes. One as a sleeping, as a hammock, and the other one for fishing. So he's going to turn back his gill net now to a hammock, and he'll be sleeping in there. Well, he's pretty much confined to his camp because he has not much of the energy to move, and he wants to do something to regain that energy, even though he's pretty weak at this point. He wants to. He's motivated to climb a mountain for honoring his Veteran Day. So he's boiling some water in provision, and he obviously, when Murphy's is around, he's going to spill some, and he's going to have a pretty bad day on that day. He's kind of discouraged. On day 22, he leaves his flooded out camp to climb the mountain. Question of starting over again on his adventure. Basically, he's going to climb the mountain all the way to the top to re-energize himself and prove that when things go bad, you can always start over again and reset yourself and start over. I'm going to try to have the link to the foundation. He's sponsorizing for the veteran, and while he's going up his 1,300-foot mountain, he hurts his knee. We're not sure if it's bad or not, but he's continuing on soldiering on, basically. So coming back from that, and we meet him back in day 23, he's really well motivated now to continue, and he's going to move his shelter away to another location. We meet David again. Again, he has difficulty to get out and going on this day. The seas are too rough to fish. He was using a line. He was doing line fishing. Well, basically his meal is still limpid, and it's really not very energetic. So he's getting starved. So basically he's starving a bit. It's very difficult, and he's making it clear when he talks to the camera, trying to get some more of the fish in its bait. And the gill net's not working very much. and that's discouraging. He's got plenty of problem with the gillnet log driving through it, and having to move log away so it doesn't rip the gillnet apart, and having the gillnet basically taken destroyed by the surf that's been raging in his base. So it's not going well. On day 23, well, the gillnet got taken over by the swell and everything. So it took him the whole day to reset the whole net, and to be able to do again what he has, and then he repairs it. He reflects on his adventure right now, and he's missing his kid pretty much, and he has no food, and that's pretty darn difficult, or no food, or no substantial food, and it's pretty darn difficult. So we'll see on the next episode. He's probably the next one, I would say. I wouldn't be surprised on episode 9 or 10 that he quit. Even though he doesn't want to quit, he might be forced to quit. Starvation and motivations often goes together. So if you lose your motivation, you're starving, and one is helping the other, and if he's not getting some hard food, he might be in trouble at all. So we'll see. Stay tuned for that much. Larry, well, he's much happier in his new location. He found good mushroom, limpet, but no fish yet. So he got a stump on fire. We didn't see much of Larry in the other day, and hopefully we're going to be seeing more of him in the 9th episode, because I don't know where he went on the 8th episode. Maybe I missed him. Jeez. I'll have to review that. And Jose, we saw that Jose pretty much work on his boat today. On the 2 episode, he's been busy trying to build a kayak, and right now I'm not sure. He's at the skin of his kayak, and he's trying to reinforce the exterior so it doesn't puncture too easily. Not sure what he's going to do with that, if it's going to be any good for him. He's trying to get to the salmon run in the river on the other side to get more fish. Right now he's not eating very much of these fish. What do we have? Let me check. Okay. So that's basically it. We saw a lot of him, but a lot of him working on a needle. Where's his needle? Oh yeah, he makes a needle out of bone, and he spent most of the episode right now doing that. So I don't know if it's gonna pay or not at one point, but he's very, very comfortable. He's really well positioned, if he can sustain himself to go a long way, because he's really comfortable. He seems to be at home. Okay, and Mike, he makes an update. He keeps busy and occupied, but I feel guilty to just enjoy the stay. He's not sure. He's putting in question if he's sure to see a purpose in his stay and continue staying. So he sounds like he might just tap out, but he's tapping out for what? Because he's lonely, or because he has nothing more to do. He's really well positioned in the contest, and he's established. He has food, running water, and everything. So I'm not sure. And on the 7th episode, at one point, he decided to tap out. So he says it's the mental struggle to continue, and the loneliness, missing his Barbara. That seems to be the continuing factor for him to tap out. So by the end of the episode, we see him tap out finally. Randy. Well, Randy, when we left the last episode, he had second thought about going home over a 3-day period. He made a sweat lodge, went into the ocean to cleanse himself, help him make the decision. When we were almost at the end of the episode, we were feeling that he would maybe tap out, and we didn't know. And all of a sudden, we see him pick up the phone and make a phone to his father, and basically break down. So at that moment, he had tapped out, and loneliness again got the best of him. He said it a lot, he craved companionship, and that basically what was getting him. So basically the theme of those episodes basically are loneliness. Loneliness is a killer in the survival situation. If you feel loneliness, it is difficult to keep that away of your mind and continue on. So that's why those contestants tapped out. Nicole, she's a surprising one in the bunch. We meet her back at day 22, I think. Or did I have a Nicole before that? Yeah, on day 22, where she checked her line, and she meet a bear. She has a bear family living in her area, and now that's the male that she sees. He did look up to the gill net, and then turned towards her and tried to come her way, but she fine. Excuse me. So the bear checked up the gill net and then turned towards Nicole. I'm not sure if he saw her or he was just trying to see if he could approach, but she had to turn and go away from the net and try to avoid the bear. Then he went away, so she was clear of that. On day 23, she went back to the net. She had the fish the day before, and yeah, she caught a fish again. On day 23, I would say, she caught a fish, and she prepared it, and then she went for searching for medicinal plants. She's the one that's the most knowledgeable about all the use of plants and everything. So she's using that to her advantage. She's well fed. She caught many fish up to now, and she acknowledged herself that that was an advantage, having all that plant knowledge. She could make medicine. She could feed herself and everything. So she's the one that's the most surprising for that. She's probably gonna last a long time. Again, if the loneliness doesn't get her, but she seems to be dealing with that pretty good. On the last day, on day 23, at the end of the day, she went and she found a salmon in her net. She even had the advantage of being able to release the salmon because she has too much food. In survival situation, can we have too much food? Well, since she caught a salmon almost every day, she's now well fed, and no sense for her to bring more food that would attract predator if she can conserve them. So she released the salmon because she had still some salmon left from the one of the day before, and she seems to be the most at ease with living in the wild. So she succeeded right now, and it's past day 23, and we're left with 5 contestants now. So we are pretty well positioned to see who's going to be finishing soon. As I said, the show is really good. We might have one departure in the next 1 or 2 episodes. We might not, depending on how successful his fishing becomes. But right now, there's one candidate that's still in difficulty, and that might be, I think it's not Randy, but we have Randy and Mike that tap out in this episode. I would say it's David. David is the less comfortable in the of them all, and he's the less nourished. So that might be his time to go home. So if you like this type of video, please give the thumbs up, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.